Good evening, everyone. This is Olivia, and this is my third video on my YouTube channel. And I wanna talk about a really good message today. I hope that can encourage each and everyone that hears it. My message title today is How to Encourage Yourself When You Feel Alone. So, I picked three Bible verses and I want to share them with you, and then I want to talk about it. My first verse I picked, I think it's very popular, most of us know it, is from Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your all understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your path. Second verse is from Isaiah 40, verse 31. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not weary. They shall walk and not faint. And the last verse from 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. A man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks to the heart. So those are really good verses I picked, and I want to talk about how a person can encourage him or herself when he or she feels alone. So let me start off by how to encourage yourself when nobody seems close to you. I'm not talking about living in a home full of families, have a lot of kids. No, you could be living in a house with your family or with your friends or roommates or whatever. Like, I'm not just talking about having people around you. No, you could feel alone even if you live in with a lot of people. I'm talking about when you look at your phone contact and wonder who can you talk to when you're just feeling alone, when you like need to get something off your chest, and you look at your phone contact and be like, should I call my best friend? Should I call my friends from school? Like, you really look, and sometimes you make phone calls to these friends and nobody picks up the phone, or even if they do pick up the phone, you feel like there is just something, you're feeling alone on the inside, and just like only one person that could understand you, and this person is Jesus. Because Jesus is the one that always have the answer to all of your needs, have the answer to all your prayer requests, and he gonna give you peace that you can get from a friend, from a parent, from anybody. So this is why I want to share this message, because the problem is when you feel alone, you just feel like you're confused. You're just starting to give up in your hope and your dreams, and you just feel nobody's listening to you. But honestly, that's when the devil try to attack your mind and make you think that nobody's there for you. You don't have friends. You don't have nobody that cares about you, and he shows you reasons like for example, your phone might not ring. The only text message you get is from your favorite stores at the mall, and you wonder is like, oh, why nobody likes me? Why nobody cares about me? Why nobody's calling me? And you start to wonder, what is the point of me living? And then instead of opening the word of God and encouraging yourself with Bible verses like this to give you hope and teaches you that this is not how your life gonna end up, this is just a temporary time in your life. Sometimes you just give up. You don't want to open the Bible. You don't want to even talk to God. You don't want to pray. Like, you don't want to even exercise. You don't want to, just basically, the devil puts in your mind that that's it. Whatever you're going through right now, it's just going to be like this. And especially if you're really into social media. when you look at like Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, whichever app do you use, and you see your friends or other people like enjoying life and having fun, it's gonna hit you even more. So how can you actually distract yourself from all this? I really like to write. I do love writing. I don't know, maybe because I was history major in college and science major in grad school. So I had to write a lot, research. But I like writing more than reading because I don't know, I don't like reading. I just like to write. So as I said before, I have like my Bible journal, and I just open the Bible and read few verses. But in every verse I read, I actually focus on the message, what God is trying to say here. I mean, He has a promise when He say, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your understanding." And in this verse, when I say trust in the Lord with all my heart, lean not into my understanding, because sometimes we feel like we know everything. We can plan our own ways. I know I got this, I can do this. Sometimes our plans fail, and that's why you always put your trust in God, because when you're overconfident and you feel like you got your life together, you really don't. And that's when pride take a place, because you feel like Adam and Eve fell because they thought if they eat from the tree they can know, they can be like God. And also Satan used to be an angel, also he fell because he thought he could be like God. So I'm not saying don't be confident, no, being confident is a great thing, but don't be overconfident where you feel like I don't need God, I already plan my future, this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I want my life, and everything will work the way I want it. What the problem was this, when something like happen in your life that you feel like you can't really fix it or you can't solve a problem, that's when you realize, oh, I should pray for this before I go into this right way or go in a relationship or get this job. So when but if you had a plan from the beginning, you're not gonna need to be doubting yourself. So this is why encouraging yourself is very important, and just asking God for direction all the time, and not worry about anything, because sometimes when we're overwhelmed in life, we feel like we try to multitask, we try to do something here, something. And I am not the type of person that like to multitask. I like to do one thing at a time, one thing at a time, because I feel when I multitask, I lose my mind. I feel so stressed. I cannot get something right and look at the other thing. Like, just do one thing at a. Even God created the world in 7 days. He didn't create everything in one day. So you always focus on one thing at a time and just pray before everything. And when you feel discouraged, I would recommend listening to Christian sermons, preacher that actually encourages you. I really like listening to preacher Stephen Furtick. I hope I said his name right. From Elevation Church. He really have good messages, and it really always inspire me. He speaks from his heart and is so serious. Like every time I hear a certain message, like it had to happen. This is like one of my favorite messages he has. And every time I hear it and I look back at my life and I was like, oh my gosh, I do remember where I was at this day and something happened and I didn't realize God was trying to teach me a lesson, and look how my life turned around. So when I every time like I hear this message, for example, it gives me hope, and it shows me like God always watching over me and He always got me. Just encourage yourself and have hope, and everything will work out according to God's will. So every time you pray, just remember that God is always listening, God is always there for you. He's always there for you 24/7. So you're never alone. You never should feel discouraged or worry about anything, because God got you in His hands, and He will always bless you. So this is my message for today. If you like it, just comment or send me an email or subscribe. I know I don't really make a lot of videos, but I'm trying to keep up. I hope you have a beautiful and a great Sunday. Have a good night.